Welcome to Option Trades Today. I'm Tony the Baptiste, and I have a trade idea for you today, February 20th, 2024. But first, let's see what the market's doing. Ooh, I have not one, but two trades for you. So stay tuned. Don't go away after the first trade. Even the S&P is down $29.25, about 8 points or 8 handles off of their lows. NASDAQ down 195, Russell down 26 and change, and the Dow, which has been the strongest of the group all day, it's been working its way higher. It was just green a moment ago, has sold back off. It's down 41. Volatility up 49 cents. Got a lot of economic news this week. Discounting it a little bit in my own mind, up 3.25%. But as you can see, volatility starting to percolate, but still relatively low. Let's take a look at some of the high option volume stocks, and let's see what's going on in the market. You'll see here, this is the day when SMCI is down $91. Nvidia is down $41. So you are losing some of those stocks that have, well, they've been quite frothy as of late. Coin down 11, AMAT down 11 and change, Netflix down almost 9. And on the upside, well, the upside, you've got the Walmarts, the Costco, the Johnson & Johnson, different names than we're used to seeing on the leaderboard, and Google. Is today day one of a rotation? Well, I have no idea, but I will tell you one thing. I like to look at the IVX 5-day change. I always like to look at what's going on with volatility per day. I've got not one, but two trades for you today. Let's go to my first one. First one is going to be Apple. Now, I like to avoid stocks that don't have earnings looming. You'll go down to Apple here. You'll notice over the last 5 days, volatility is up around 1.5%. It's got a good IV rank of 39 and change. Let's take a look at what Apple has been doing as of late. You'll notice that Apple, although it has a high correlation to the market, has not been cooperating with the market. You'll notice that Apple is well off of its highs of almost $200, back down to 180 and change. You'll notice here on the bottom that volatility is expanding. And when I get to the trade page here, you will also notice that there are no earnings looming. There's no purplish line going through the middle here somewhere where earnings would be. I'm going to look at an April trade because I like to go closest to 45 days in the monthly options. And also, I'm going to roll my March trades now and up to around 21 days before expiration. 21 days, which is Friday, is optimal. But you know what? If you had a position that wasn't working for you and you got back into the green or you're just about to scratch, there's no harm in rolling earlier than the 21 days and rolling sometime this week before then, if price cooperates. And I'm not just talking about an Apple, I'm talking about in any stock. All right, what did I do in Apple? I did a classic Jade Lizard in Apple. I like to do these when a stock is at a round number, around $180, meaning that it's right at the strike. On these $5 wide expirations where we haven't gone to dollar wide strikes or $2.50 wide strikes in this instance, where we will in 24 days. When these March options come off, you will notice that these April options will then have the $2.50 wide strikes. But we have to deal with what we have today. So since we have $5 wide strikes in here, when we're at a round number, right around that 180 or right at a strike, it could be 185 or 190 or 165, but we're right at a strike. I like to do a Jade Lizard if I'm omnidirectional, slightly bullish. Omnidirectional, slightly bullish, because this will have bullish delta to you. I like to do these because I can go one strike out of the money and sell the 85-90 call spread. That's collecting around 1/3 the width of the strikes, a little bit more, 85-90, and then I go and sell the 75 puts, which is right around that 30-ish delta, which is right around the put strike that I would normally sell if I was just doing a naked put. I'm combining it with the call spread, which is well out of the money. Well, not well out of money, but out of the money, the 85.90. If you look at $1.80 and change, that credit that we're receiving gives us around, we're synthetically selling the call that has around a 40-ish, maybe 38, 39, 40-ish delta, and we're selling a put that has a 32 delta. It does give us a positive 20 delta because we are defining our risk to the upside. I did get filled at $5 even on this trade, which is going to show you a probability of profit that really is, remember here, I'm going to move it 1 penny and see if we can change this for you. Well, the probability of profit on this position is around 72%. I wanted to show you how it changes when we move it from off $1, but it's not moving at this point. 85.90 call spread, 75 put, around a 72% pop on this trade. It does have 20 long deltas. Max loss is $17,000 because the stock can go to zero, but the buying power effect in a margin account is $2,800. When I put this trade on, and you can see it right here when you go to the follow page, if you're watching this now, you can see this if you have a Tasty Trade account. All you have to do is go to the follow page, go to Bob the Trader, and you'll notice that here is my Apple trade. I put it on at 10.17 when the stock was just a couple of pennies higher at 181 and change, IV rank of 41, which is a little bit higher than where it is right now. And it shows you that pop of 44%. That's because there is no risk to the upside because I collected $5 and my call spread is $5 wide. So there is no risk to the upside, but you do have downside risk. If I got $5.01 credit, meaning I could not just break even to the upside, I would have that 72% pop that I'm showing you up here on the screen. 72% pop because I have over the $5 or 501 no risk to the upside. So if the stock were to go to $250 at expiration, this $5 wide spread would be worth $5. We sold it for $5. We would break even. The 75 put would be worth nothing. If the stock were to go lower, my break even is just below 175 to 170 on this trade. And that gives me a 72% pop. All right, what's my next trade that I have on for you? All right, I'm going to take a look at Tesla. Tesla was my best performing stock in 2023. The IV rank is only 21, but you can see it's been expanding over the last couple of days. And another stock that usually has a high correlation to the market that's not been cooperating. Maybe you see a little bit of a trend going on here with what I'm doing. I'm trying to buy those stocks that are the dogs of the market right now because I think the market's ready to roll over a little bit. I'm not interested in going with those high flyers as of late. I'm going to go with those ones that are already beaten up. That if the market goes lower, maybe they won't go down as much relative to the rest of the market. Let's take a look at them first on an IV rank and 5-day change. If you go to Tesla, well, it's not in the red, so let's go a little bit higher. Tesla's IV rank over the last 5 days much better than what's going on in Apple, up 4.2%, but the IV rank is lower, so it's a give and take. Volatility is expanding a lot quicker in Tesla than it is in Apple, but Apple's volatility has been staying higher as of late than in Tesla. So what am I going to do in Tesla? Well, you can see the stock is down $8 already today. It's trading at $192 and change. It's unusual in a $190 stock, let's call it a $200 stock, with that you need a good monthly implied volatility. You'll notice Tesla has double. Tesla has a 52 IV rank, and Apple has a 24 IV rank. Now, Apple, to put on the type of trade that I'm putting on in Tesla, you would never be able to get as wide because the monthly implied volatility is too low in too low in Apple relative to itself than the high implied volatility that we have in Tesla relative to itself. Again, I'm going to go to April with 59 days. I'm going to be omnidirectional, slightly bullish in Tesla. I'm going to buy the 175 put, and I'm going to sell the 165 put. This is what I was talking about, that it's kind of rare in a $20 stock to be able to go $10 wide on a 1/2 ratio spread and still be able to collect well over $1, $1.50, $1.61 here. I got filled at $1.60 credit. This trade has an 84% pop. It's got $6.78 in theta decay. That's how much I collect each day. If volatility stays the same, the stock stays the same or it doesn't move. If volatility goes higher, obviously you won't collect that theta decay. It has 10 long delta, relatively small delta trade. My max loss, of course, the stock can go to zero. The expected move over the next 59 days is $27, which brings this break even right down to the dotted line here, which is a 1 standard deviation move in Tesla. So my probability of profit is going to be quite high, and it is at 84%. This trade uses $5,200 in buying power, and like I said, I got filled at $1.60. You should be able to do better than me. Again, if you want to see this trade without all the words that I use here, you can go right here. You can see I put this trade on earlier today when the stock was 193 and change. Now remember, this is an omnidirectional bullish trade. The stock has gone down by almost a point, and the spread hasn't moved that much, even though you do have 10 long delta on the trade. So it's a very slow moving trade when you're wrong. And you know what? It seems when the market turns, these 1/2 ratio spreads make money faster than they lose money. Also, you'll be able to see in here that I rolled my AMD spread twice today. I'm working and fighting a battle from one of my podcast trades in AMD. And you'll notice here that in UAL very early in the day, I took myself a nice 56-cent profit, around 33%. On a podcast trade from 123, and SMCI, we got kissed with a Valentine's Day special and was able to make $1 in SMC. This trade I just put on 214 just 6 days ago. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed those 2 trades today. Maybe you find benefit in one, maybe you find benefit in both. Maybe you want to do exactly the opposite of me and take the other side of these trades. Doesn't matter to me. All I want is your success. And also, I'd like you to take and move and transfer your account to Tasty Trade. Help us keep the lights on here. Get up to $4,000, depending on your account size, for bringing your account to Tasty Trade. Take advantage of all that by going to tastytrade.com. Tell them the bat sent you.